Have you heard about online banking platforms offering higher interest rates versus your traditional brick and mortar banks? Well, one popular option is Discover. Although you've probably heard about these higher interest rates that are available, there are other factors to consider before signing up. So in this video, we'll dive into Discover online banking, focusing on its checking and savings account offerings. Be sure to stick around until the end, as I'll highlight pros and cons throughout the video, including one key element that really helps Discover stand out from competition and really could sway your opinion into yes, I want to sign up, or no, I want to look for another option. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you're feeling overwhelmed understanding the nuances of countless online banking options available today, this video will hopefully simplify things for you. So first, let's start with the checking account side of things, where you earn cashback rewards with no fees. But more details on the cashback part in a moment. This account, along with the savings account, are safe and secure as they're FDIC insured up to $250,000. As you likely know, a checking account is really just used for your day-to-day transactions, things like withdrawals, deposits, or making payments. With this account, you will receive a physical debit card, but can also connect virtually using Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, or Google Pay. Also, the debit card can be used for vendors with contactless pay, aka tap to pay. If you're newer to the world of online banking, you may be wondering how you can add cash to your account. And with Discover, there are 4 ways to do so. The 4 ways are online transfer, mobile check deposit, direct deposit, and adding cash. For online transfer, you can think about taking money from an external bank and shifting it over to your Discover account, or from an internal perspective, you can simply take your funds from another Discover account and shift them over to your checking account. For mobile check deposit, you're likely familiar with this process, but it's simply taking a photo of the front and the back of a physical check, then uploading that using the Discover mobile app, and the funds will be in your account shortly. The 3rd way is direct deposit, where essentially you'll receive funds directly from your employer. Lastly, in person, you can add physical cash to your account, but the caveat is this has to be within a US-based Walmart, and the minimum amount to deposit is $20. To withdraw money, Discover offers access to over 60,000 fee-free ATMs, and on its website, there's an ATM locator, which you can use to see any options close to where you live. Now let's talk about a standout feature of this checking account, and this is cashback rewards. When you spend money from your Discover checking account, you will earn 1% cash back on up to $3,000 in purchases per month. For some quick math, this equates to up to $360 per year. For a debit card, this is a pretty unique feature. But for example, if you spend $300 per month on groceries, you're only going to be receiving $3 back. On the other hand, there are no annual fee credit cards like the Capital One Savor one, where you can earn unlimited 3% cash back on spending areas like dining and grocery stores. In a similar way, there's the Chase Freedom Flex, which offers 5% cash back on up to $1,500 in purchases on rotating bonus categories. And this is things like grocery stores, gas stations, or shopping on Amazon. If interested, I'll leave affiliate links in the description for these credit card options so you can learn more. Now, I'm not trying to push credit cards on you at all, but really my point is the 1% cash back from Discover is pretty insignificant when compared with these no annual fee credit cards. Keep in mind that beyond this cash back with the Discover checking account, there really isn't any other interest or APY offered. The savings account side of things does, however, offer APY or interest rates, but I'll cover more details on this in a few moments. Another perk of the checking account is early pay. Discover offers a free service where direct deposits can be issued to your account 2 days early. I use this feature within my SoFi account for my 9-to-5 job in finance. While this is a nice feature, ideally you shouldn't have to rely on these funds coming in a few days early if you're in a stable financial position. With regards to customer service, Discover offers 24/7 support if anything's needed. One of the main drawbacks of many of these online banking offerings, including Discover, is that there are no physical locations. There's actually one location in Greenwood, Delaware, but I'm guessing you're not living nearby and will want to consider this before signing up. Again, this is common for online banking offerings, so it's really not a con to most people. You may just have to get used to kind of this new age of banking where things really are done on your phone or done on the computer. But again, kind of having the online support is more than enough for some people. Next up, if you do utilize other Discover products, like the Discover It credit card, for example, it's good to know that everything is integrated in one mobile app. So yes, your Discover financial products, whether it's credit cards, the checking and savings account offerings, etc., can all be managed within the one single Discover mobile app. This is helpful for consolidation, but I know some people prefer to keep their assets separate from their liabilities. In my own life, I do keep money across multiple different banks and investment platforms, but having a background in finance, this really doesn't seem to bother me. It's a bit tedious from time to time managing everything, but I like having some diversification across these different platforms. A common question I see across a lot of these banking videos I make: does the platform support Zelle? And the answer is yes. You can send and receive money from friends and family using Zelle. So those are the main aspects to consider with regards to the Discover checking account. Now let's shift gears to the savings account side and make sure to listen closely to some key pros and cons. And quickly before covering this, make sure to click the first link in the description to complete our free finance assessment. This only takes a few minutes and is a great reflection tool to see where you really stand with your money. With the savings account from Discover, there's no minimum deposit, no balance requirements, and no monthly fees. This is an HYSA or high yield savings account. These have grown in popularity in recent times as a safe place to store your money, which generally provide higher interest rates versus the traditional brick and mortar banks. The chart here shows just how much more you could make in interest versus the standard traditional banks. Make sure to remember that these rates are variable, meaning they can and will change based on the economy. Now, there are many videos on YouTube targeting the best HYSA options, and I've even made one myself on this channel. In reality, these accounts are all virtually the same exact thing, aside from some minor nuances here and there. You simply take your money, put it into these accounts, and earn interest for keeping your savings there. You can earn higher interest with HYSAs because these banks often do not have to operate physical locations and are saving money. So in turn, they're able to pay you as a consumer and a depositor higher interest. And looking back at the APY or interest rate for the Discover option, at this point in time, although variable, the rate is currently above 4%. Just make sure you understand that the rate you see when you sign up is not locked in for the life of your account. And looking at the competitors, there are other options with higher interest rates. There are also options with lower interest rates. When it comes to HYSAs and online banking platforms, I don't recommend simply chasing the highest rate. It's more important that you find a bank that you know and trust, that has a good UI on its app and something that you can see yourself using now and really in the future. For a quick example, just to visualize the difference in impact of interest for the Discover option versus a traditional brick and mortar bank, if you invest $10,000 with Discover, assuming a constant 4% interest rate for a year, you'll receive $400 in interest. On the other hand, if you invest $10,000 with a traditional bank offering 0.02% in interest, that will only equate to $2 after a full year. When it comes to accessing and managing your Discover savings account, similar to the checking account, you can utilize the Discover mobile app to do so. The last important point to cover, and something that's often overlooked in these videos, is that you will more than likely have to pay tax on the interest you earn with this account. The IRS considers this interest as taxable income, so again, during tax season, be prepared to have to pay a little bit back to the government. This is standard across interest-bearing accounts, and it's really not something unique to Discover. I do just want to call this out so you're not surprised during tax season. Of course, an accountant will have better insight into your own personal financial situation to understand any tax implications from this interest. If you're still unconvinced, make sure to check out this video next, where I cover Capital One 360 checking and savings. This is a competitor to Discover online banking and an option you may find yourself liking even more. And I'll see you in the next one.